everybody, my name's Oli Cardle. I'm a Freeletics ambassador from the UK.
And this is Angelo, a USA Freeletics ambassador from USA. Hey, I honestly forgot that I have to say from USA, and I put the USA first. But I tried to combine both of them, and it was a mess.
Do you know what's funny? We don't even have to say anything. There are no rules. We make it up, and at least you get your name right most of the time. Okay.
Did I? I have to. We have to. I'm gonna see the episode. I'm gonna see if I made it right.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see how it goes. Right. Welcome everybody to the Shaped by Gods podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Right, here we go. We're back. Shaped by Gods podcast is back. It is. I can't even keep track of episodes and series at this point. We're just going to talk. We're going to freewheel it this evening. It's going to be me, Oli, Freeletics ambassador from the UK, and US ambassador from the USA of the US, Angelo, USA ambassador.
Free lentils.
Free lentils. Hey, guess what? The last 2 days, I've had.
It's happening, man. It's happening, man. I'm telling you. I have a definitive goal on the background, an infinite mindset that I have to make as many people possible to eat lentils at least 2 times a week.
Okay, I'm going to throw a small spanner in the works. Okay, where are these lentils coming from, and are you putting pressure on the poor people that are producing these lentils? Are they going to be stretched and worked to the bone for very little? Have you created an issue? Everybody's eating lentils, so they can't produce them quick enough.
I think the statistics, whoever keeps the statistics about the sales and the market, whatever is going on in the supermarkets, is gonna say, why since 2009, for example, lentils got like a drastic incline, and
You know what's going to happen? You're going to overstretch the lentils industry. It's going to cause a big problem for the planet, and then all of a sudden they're going to be desperately trying to get us to eat beef. We need to eat more beef. Lentils is killing the planet, man. We can't produce this many lentils. We need to eat beef.
I think they're gonna go in the news and gonna say we are short of lentils. Please stop eating lentils. Whoever does it, please stop eating lentils.
So far, the lentils industry is stretched already, and that's just you. That's just the amount of lentils you're eating. Insane.
Just one person, man. Just one person made the whole factory almost.
It's you.
Oh,
the lentils, the free lentils. I think you'll have to change the free lentils to something else, because I think people will be coming to you for free lentils.
No, yeah. To be honest, I would love to cook lentils for someone. If someone comes and knock my door and say, hello there, I heard that you're making an excellent plate of lentils. Can I have one? I'm going to say, of course, my friend. And I'm going to be happy to cook for that person a bowl of lentils with excellent ingredients.
I've got to tell you, man, the last 2 days, I've had lentils in the cupboard for a long time. And the last 2 days, I had a couple of recipes for two different recipes for lentils. One was, is it beluga lentils? And the next day, today was red lentils, and the first one was incredible. It was like a lentil ragu with feta mashed potato. It was insane.
And lentils and feta cheese. Oh my god!
Paprika chicken with it was a lentil dal. It was like a curry, and unbelievable. Massive amounts of protein in that tonight, in my dish tonight. It was like 60 grams of protein or something like that, but that's with the chicken, of course. But
I put turmeric and turmeric in my lentils.
Double helping.
Turmeric. I put turmeric. I put some bay leaves for the aroma, and everything. Of course, pepper, oregano, and slight salt, and extra virgin olive oil, Greek olive oil, and apple cider vinegar.
Yes, that's a game
Man,
changer as well. The apple
the
cider
best.
vinegar. Cool. They're so good. Right. Okay. We could talk about food all night. This is a food plays a huge part of what we do and what we talk about. But let's move on a little bit. We've got some. Well, I definitely have got some crazy stuff going on. I've had a few surprises lately. Um, let's start with this, shall we? Okay. So for those of
What
you
is the
who are,
239, Oli? What is the 239?
I don't know. So for those of you who are just listening to the podcast and not looking at the video, I've just held up something that arrived in the post on, I think it was Monday morning. No, it was maybe midweek this week. And it was a nice surprise. It was on the doorstep when I got home from work, and it is a runner's number with my name on it, number 239 for the Torbay Half Marathon. Which is cool. I was happy with the idea. I was surprised by it because I'll tell you the story. Here's what happened. Okay, so I was working for a company. It was just a small company, and I was speaking to my boss, and she said, "Why don't we put ourselves in for the half marathon, and we'll raise some money for charity, and it would be a nice thing to do." And I thought, yeah, that's a great idea. So she signed us up. Maybe a year or two ago, probably 2 years ago almost now. So then, obviously, COVID happened. Everything went into lockdown. The marathon was cancelled because obviously a big crowd of people running in the same direction just went against all the COVID rules. And then we forgot about it. Since then, I lost that job due to COVID. I was made redundant. I've got a new job now and a new life. And then what happened was, I didn't realize they rolled it over. So they cancelled the marathon, but kept the placement. And I only found out this week. And the worst thing about it all, which is your favorite part, I think, is it's now Monday. We're on Monday now. Okay. So this half marathon is actually taking place on Sunday. So now, when I first spoke to you about it, I had 1 week, and now I have 6 days. In fact, there's a countdown on my app that says 5 days and however many hours.
It's even worse on the app.
yeah. So this is how lucky I am. I have a whole community of free athletes and fellow fitness enthusiasts who have experience with running. I have very little experience with running. And I've had some amazing advice from you guys. Most of the advice was to say that you haven't got time to prepare. It's going to be horrible and you're not ready, which is all the things I knew. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use it as an experiment. Okay, so this is what I want to see. I want to see how someone who is freeletics fit can fare in a half marathon. You know what I mean? So I'm not a runner. Okay, I don't do a great deal of running. If I need to go to the supermarket occasionally, I will run to the fourth supermarket. So when I go to the supermarket that I run to, I run past 1, 2, 3, 4. I run past 4 or 5 supermarkets to get to the furthest one away, just to get an extra run in. And I just happen to prefer the store. But that's my running, and that totals is 2.5K. Yeah, 2.5K each way. So that's a 5K. I've done the occasional 10K, but other than that, I have little to no running experience. It's not something that I necessarily enjoy doing. So what I want to find out is how that fitness translates. So obviously with freeletics, we do a lot of body weight, we do a lot of burpees, we do a lot of high intensity workouts, which does get the heart going. We do a lot of squats and lunges and split lunges. So it's not as if I have zero strength and zero endurance. I just want to see how it translates from one to the other, and just to see. Actually, the main thing as well as the fitness side of it, is I want to see how I can apply that freeletics mentality. So at that point, when you get to that stage, which inevitably I'm going to get to probably quite quickly, where you feel like you could quite easily give up, using that mentality to push through those barriers, and then using that mindset that we've all experienced with freeletics, even when you first start your freeletics journey, even like what you might consider now to be an easier God workout. At that time when you first started, you had that mental block where you thought, this is crazy, I'm not fit enough to do this. And it's all relative to depending on your fitness levels at the time, which is how obviously the freeletics coach adapts. But at every stage, no matter what stage you are at in your journey, you will always have that I can't quite do this moment when you actually can, because it's getting harder as you get better. So I don't know, what do you think about that plan? Applying my freeletics training and mentality towards a run that's way above anything I've done before.
If I have a few things to say. First of all, best of luck on everything we're gonna do. It's gonna be an amazing experience. But
it's been nice. It's been nice
but
seeing you.
but let's start. So if you were a person that had no fitness experience, like this kind of fitness experience that we're going through, like 4 or 5 times a week, like through the coach, the burpees, the lunges, the squats, all the gut workouts, the whole bursting of energy to break the PB and everything. If you weren't that person, I would say you crazy, man. You cannot be ready for a half a marathon in 6 days. That's for sure. Either you're gonna get injured, or you're not gonna be able to complete it. Or even if you complete it after running, walking to the end, you would be extremely sore like for the next month. Now the thing is, you have experience of biking, so you were taking your bike and your legs, were doing some training. You're doing the running, and your story is extremely similar to what I did 7 years ago. 7 years ago, it was my very first time ever in my life ran 12 miles, 11 point something. So it's very close to, I'm sorry, I don't know the conversion to K. It's close to half a marathon, 11 point something miles. And it was a guy that he used to run like 15K every day. Just after work, he was going, honestly, he was going 6 days a week. So one day he says to me, because, he saw me fit and everything because of freeletics. And I used to bike a little bit from home to work, work to home, exactly like you. So he says to me, hey, Angelo, you look fit, this and that. He says, you want to run to Boston? So at that moment, I used to live 12 miles from Boston. So the distance was 12 miles, like a half a marathon run. So he says, you want to do like a run to Boston? Have you run before? I say, I never ran in my life. I was never a runner, and I never did it. And he says, Bear, you fit and all this kind of stuff. Do you think you can make it? He says, want to go like even halfway? Let's do like 5-6 miles or whatever, or 10K or 12K. And I say, okay. So I completed it. We went all the way to Boston. I was sore for the next week, to be honest. I was 1 week sore, but I made it. And I wasn't a runner before. So what I'm trying to say is, freeletics does make you ready for running, does make you ready for extreme cases. Like it was like a huge hill that we had to run over. Then you have to go through some other like through nature and some forest, whatever, to go to get closer to Boston and everything. But the thing is, I was very tired during the last maybe 3K. So I could see myself, I was ready for a little bit less than a half a marathon, but I pushed myself, I pushed my limits, and eventually I made it. So freeletics definitely makes you ready, definitely completely ready for distances. It makes you ready it doesn't make you ready to run a marathon or whatever, because you have to put the miles and the kilometers in your legs while running, but definitely takes you to a place. Because I was doing, back then I did not have the coach, so I was doing a lot of Aphrodite burpees and squats. I was doing a lot of Dion and Metis, and I was doing Oli gut workouts. So my dads were always ready, squats and burpees and burpee squat jumps. So without running, I became ready for run. So my experience, because I've done it before, Freeletics made me ready for the run. And at the end, the guy couldn't believe it. He says, "Man, this is unbelievable. This is your first run, and actually you ran a half marathon." Of course, I was sore for the next week because I never did such a run before, but I was able to finish it by only doing a body weight workouts in my bedroom.
Yeah.
And but out of everything, of course it's going to be difficult. I was walking, I was making stops and everything, and then kept running because I cannot make 21 kilometers in one take. I was taking like breaks every few kilometers. I was walking maybe for 1-2 minutes, then I kept running, was catching up my breath, kept running. And but this is it's gonna happen the same thing to you. You're gonna feel exhausted, you're gonna start walking, you're gonna feel exhausted, start walking and everything. But like David Goggins says, when you feel you can't go anymore, I had this in my mind. When you feel you can't go anymore, you're at the 40% of your energy. So you have another 40% to push. And everything is mental. After one specific distance, everything is completely mental of how much you want it and how much you want to push through.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think what I'm feeling at the moment, obviously, there's no way I'm going to downplay what it takes to run these things and run them well and run them comfortably. I'm not expecting comfortable by any stretch, but to a certain point, I feel like I will be comfortable physically for quite a good distance, and then once that comfort, like the physical comfort, disappears, I feel like that's when my mental strength. I'm gonna fall back on my mental strength. It obviously is something completely new for me. It's not something I've experienced before. It's going to be, obviously, it's not just going for a run. There's going to be crowds of excited people who are, there's going to be people dressed up in all sorts of different things. There's going to be professionals trying to get a really competitive time. There are prizes for the winners and things like that, like they usually are. My main aim is to enjoy myself and just see how it goes. Really, I mean, I'm not going to put myself under any pressure. I know it's a short turnaround, and even if I'd had months to prepare, I think that I feel like I would approach the day the same way. I don't want to put pressure on myself to achieve an incredible time. I think because this is my first one, just getting to the end is gonna be.
And it's not about the time, if you're not in a competitive event, it's not even worth it to the whole thing of doing freeletics, doing dumbbells, doing weights, doing running. Everything is about to enjoy. Whatever you do in life is all about enjoying the thing, so you don't have to go crazy. But what we said like a previous podcast, and I want to say the same thing. Think about your energy like a water bottle while you're running. In the very beginning, you have to set up a pace, and I think the best pace you can do in the beginning, because it's 21 kilometers, you're gonna have 21 kilometers to go through. So in the beginning, just do like 8 minutes per kilometer, and you don't care if it's slow, you don't care if whatever, but slowly you're spending less energy than you would if you were having a 7 minutes per k, and the water bottle will go way easier. It's like a car. When you're on the highway, depends. If you run with 40, it's gonna waste less gas. If you run with 70, it's gonna the gas is gonna go way down than supposed to. So same thing with your energy in the beginning. Just for the 75%, go slow and just enjoy the race, whatever. And if you see you can increase your pace and just have, let's call it a better time for yourself, like a personal best for yourself, then you can increase the pace. But if you see that you're already tired, the more you'll push yourself to go faster, the more you push yourself also for how sore you're gonna be after. Because your legs are gonna be ready to give up, with a certain pace. So if you're ready to give up with 8 minutes pace, if you go faster and you're not gonna think about safety and injuries and all this kind of stuff, and you want to run like faster towards the race. If you see the finish line or somebody tells you it's the last K and whatever, and you go fast, you're gonna bring soreness. You might bring injuries, and you don't wanna over stress your calves or your heels and everything, because a run is a run, and it can, because we're walking every day and we don't think about it, but we put like a huge pressure on our feet every day. And because after this half a marathon, you're still gonna have to walk to work. You're still gonna have to go to the supermarket. You're still gonna have to walk your babies, to school and everywhere. So you're not gonna give any recovery time for your feet. So if you get a little bit injured and your feet needs recovery, you can't stop. Your life keeps going. So you have to be extremely wise and smart of how you're gonna play your game in the half marathon.
Yeah, this is why I always found it strange that they host it on a Sunday, because then you're back to work on the Monday. So it's you know what I mean? It's going to be crazy. I don't think I'll be cycling to work on Monday. I think I will be in the car trying not to cramp up as I drive into work. I've got some compression socks ready. I'm going to need those. I'm going to need to be wearing those, I think.
Make sure you eat well, make sure you, like, the 2 days at least before the race, you eat well, enough of carbs to, fill up your body with energy and everything.
I'm going to be full of oats and sweet potatoes. Oats and sweet potatoes. That's going to be
that's
me.
The best.
That's my day to day usually. Anyway, those things.
Yeah.
And noticeably, if I like sort of move away from that for a little while, like if I have a day off, I can feel the difference in my body compared to like my body's performance, even just getting through daily tasks with the with the right fuel on board. Obviously, it's the same as anything, any machine or any sort of biological.
Exactly. Many times you're extremely healthy, because you're working and you keep this routine and whatever. And on your day off, when you're going out of your way, let's say not you, but some people most of the times on the day off, going a little bit more different than the daily routine, they did something different, and the next day they felt tired. So it's not because you did so many things on your day off. It's how you treated yourself on your day off.
Yeah.
Some people do, when they do ice creams or they do junk foods or fast foods or whatever.
Yeah.
Most of them are junk anyway. So
I did it this weekend, man. It was my birthday, so I let my guard down. So on Friday was actually my birthday, so I went to work at 5 a.m. and then when I got home from work at 5 p.m. I had to go straight out and take my daughter to dance. So when I got home from that, it was sort of 7:30 p.m. And then I put her to bed. It was 8 p.m. So that wasn't time for cooking. That was time for takeaway. So we got a pizza, and then one thing led to another. And next thing I know, I'm on one of my classic legendary binges where I'm eating everything there is in sight. And then it carried on. And then I saw the family on Saturday. So it carried on for a little while. And then I drew a line on Saturday afternoon. I drew a line. I said, right, that's it. We're done. You already feel awful. You could feel every ounce of that, chocolate and cake and pizza and things like that.
Yeah.
But I drew a line. And I had this run in mind. And obviously, when you get into your freeletics journeys as well, if you take a day off, it's on your mind that you have just possibly had a little wobble on your journey, and your next freeletics workout's going to be tough. And
what time is your race, by the way? I'm sorry to interrupt you. What time is your race?
It starts at 9 a.m. UK time, so that's going to be, you'll be asleep.
Yeah.
I hope you'll be asleep.
But my friend, this Sunday, I don't want to take the lights from you, with your half marathon, but it's my half a marathon too, with a Spartan race.
Is it on this Sunday? Isn't it?
On the same day. Oh no! Oh, I'm sorry.
Yours is Saturday.
I apologize. It's Saturday. It's the day before.
But what time?
At 1.
So we are only hours apart. We're hours
Yeah,
apart. So
for you it's gonna be 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're like 14 hours away. I'm gonna run my race, and then 14 hours after you're gonna run yours.
That makes it so much better. That makes it so much better for me. That's so cool.
Yeah,
really
that's gonna
good.
be amazing.
So by the time you wake up, when I wake up to do mine, you'll have done yours. You'll have finished yours. And I'll
Because
see all your pictures, and I'll see all your victory and your accomplishment, and I will take that into mine. And then by the time you wake up on the Sunday, we'll both be there with brand new shiny medals.
man, that's amazing.
Oh.
Yes. Oh man, yeah, Sunday
Yes.
morning. But I mean, it's like traveling in time. When I sleep, you
Mhm.
wouldn't you wouldn't finish the race by when I'm going to sleep, but when I'm gonna wake up, you already finished the race.
That's
So
cool.
that's
Cool.
amazing. That's
Okay,
amazing.
so another thing as well. So there was something that we were talking about just before we started. So for my birthday, my brother gave me some money to contribute towards entering a challenge, which is it's a virtual challenge which anyone can do. And what you do is you sign up for one of their many virtual challenges, and they are based on different landmarks and monuments and famous trails around the world, and you run the distance yourself, and it logs that distance on their app and translates it to a virtual map. So for example, I've signed myself up to do a marathon to Athens, which is going to be the same distance as a full marathon, which is obviously where marathon comes from. That's where the whole concept and the whole name comes from, is the marathon to Athens, with the messenger. So it's a virtual thing. So say for example, if I'm doing the Torbay half marathon, and on the day before you're doing your Spartan race, you could sign up for the same challenge, and you could track the same distance on yours. And there's so many different challenges around the world now, and I think that's something that really did come out of all these lockdowns and all these things that we went through. There's a lot of creativity went on through that, and the idea that in order to run from Athens to marathon, or marathon to Athens, you don't necessarily have to get a passport and book a ticket and fly over there. You can do that virtually, and you can get that miles. And it's another way of encouraging you to work out. So another thing that I wanted to do at some point as well was perhaps sign up for one of these virtual race challenges and coincide it with one of the freeletics running journeys. So whenever you do your freeletics workout and you're running, you're logging that mileage and completing these different things, and then receiving a medal at the end of that, which I think would be a good little way of linking things, especially through the community now, especially because freeletics is such a global community that it's just another little way of potentially everybody competing and coming home with the same medal and going through the same thing. So if you start the same running journey and then also started the same challenge and received the same medal, I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, that's really amazing, because what you said about combine the whole virtual challenge with freeletics, except that when you pick your journey, right? Let's say hybrid running, whatever, and you pick a journey, and it gives you one more reason to stick with it, because sometimes, of course, you put your reasons down, like to be fit, to be healthy, to be strong, to run faster, to run longer, blah, blah, blah. But sometimes, when life happens, you forget everything. You just want to give up or something. But this one is also something, because you don't get anything physical from completing the journey, except with freeletics, except the achievements and the badges, and of course the feeling of achievement and the total amount of every workout that you've done, and so you can feel proud of yourself. But this virtual running, the good thing is what you're talking about is that they send you the physical the medal, and you can actually do at the same time the hybrid running, let's say, or whatever, and you have runnings, you have to run distances, and maybe halfway with the coach, maybe you already finished the marathon to Athens. So they're gonna send you a badge, and then if you start, another virtual running, then let's say, I don't know, in Egypt or something, then you're getting the second one. So by the end of the coach, you have 2 medals, and you actually feel like
imagine you finish your freeletics journey, but you haven't quite finished that medal. You are guaranteed then to start a new journey. It will bring you in.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
no way
because
you're gonna
that's
finish.
correct. Because you want to
Yeah.
get the medal, you're gonna say, "Oh man, I'm like,
Mm.
for example, I'm 10K away, but how I'm gonna run 10K?" And you're gonna say, "You know what? I'm gonna do another hybrid running, or maybe another, journey that includes running inside."
Yeah.
And it gives you motivation to keep going. And you know what? It's gonna happen a habit after all. After you've done probably halfway your first journey, it's gonna become a habit, and probably you're gonna be a runner after that for life. And that's
Definitely.
how everything starts. When I put a goal to do my first Spartan race, I never ran before. I was never a runner. And always the distance was the most scary thing, except the obstacles. The distance for me personally, it was the most scary thing, like how I'm gonna run this
Yeah.
distance.
Yeah.
But when I finished the smallest one, then I said, "Oh, you know what? Let's say it was the smallest one is 5K, and the next one is 10K. So when you've done the 5K and you feel comfortable with, you say, these are another 5K to the
It's just
10K.
the same. It's the same again.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. The
It's
same
that's
thing,
the same.
whatever you did,
Yeah.
but you just adding another five. And then now that I finished the 10K like a few weeks ago, and I was very comfortable, I finished it because I'm running very often now, since I started running. I did the 10K and I was very comfortable at the end. And I'm like, there is another Spartan race that has a half a marathon in it that is 21K. Okay,
Yeah.
I did the 10. I was very comfortable. I can go up to 15, like at the end of it and be tired, whatever. So why am I not let's start training? And
Yeah.
then you keep pushing and you keep pushing and you keep pushing. It's like the PB, you do an Aphrodite in the 30 minutes and then you do 29 minutes and you say, oh my God, I can do it. I can just save some seconds, some minutes, and then you
Yeah.
keep pushing and you keep pushing. And it's a non-stop loop
Yeah.
of
It was
progress.
it was the same thing. It was the same thing with freeletics because a lot of the fear, and the same with most things, a lot of the fear comes before the event and before the actual task is being done. And once you get started, the fear goes, and then once you finish, you think, what was I worried about? And I think as well, what you learn, whether regardless of your your actual your mileage or your PBs and things like that, what you learn is regardless of what the mileage is, once I get to that point where I feel like I want to give up and I don't give up, or I can continue. Once you get to that point, you can apply that to whatever the task. I mean, obviously, there's a certain point with everything where if your body is not physically ready to do a certain task, then it's the chances are you're probably going to collapse. But if your body is ready enough, and like you said earlier, once you think you're ready to quit, you're probably only 40% through, or whatever the numbers were. It's building that muscle memory for just carrying on and convincing yourself you're not done yet. We're not finished. Um, it's exciting. It's an exciting thing. This is what a lot of people live for. This is what a lot of people enter these challenges for, and that you get thrill seekers that want to get pushed to that point of surrender and that quitting point, and they want to push through that, and it is addictive. I think especially if you get a nice little shiny medal at the end of it, and some of the medals out there are beautiful. One day I'd love to be able to earn a freeletics medal, and I think they should work on that, and it might have to be something massive, something like completing all the gods. Once you've completed all the god workouts, then you get a medal, or once you get to over a certain level, because you
Yeah,
obviously you
yeah,
progress with points and you get to a certain level where there could be a few medals. I don't think you couldn't expect to get a medal for every god workout you do, because that'd be a crazy amount of medals being dished out. But if it's something that's definitely unique, and sets you apart from anyone else who perhaps hasn't got it in them to push to that point, something that you can earn through freeletics, that would be really cool. And you can imagine that this on
yeah,
this,
yeah.
you know
Yeah, the
like,
hexagon medal would be insane. It would be
would
the
be
most
awesome.
beautiful thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Yeah, that's a great idea, I think. But I think for now, until they do that, they've got the virtual badges, which I am now slightly obsessed with. Every time I get that perfect week badge, And it has inspired me to push a little bit further, where if you've got a workout week where you've got one workout left to do and it's Saturday or Sunday, and you were tempted to not do it, you were going to push it over to the next week, then you lose that perfect week badge, and that for me is incentive enough to get them in. Again, it's reward. You're more than happy to put the work in purely for self-development and personal growth, but it does get to a point where sometimes you need a little bit more than that. You need a little bit more because you can't see the end of that. When you're just working on yourself, there is no end, because we can always improve and we can always continue, to get better and improve what we are and who we are. So there is no end, and it can get a little bit daunting sometimes when you can't see that end. And just these little rewards along the way, these little milestones where you get something. It's like dangling the carrot in front of you, and it works for me.
Yeah, just keep going and keep pushing. These little things that you're talking about is what keeps us going. It's just, as humans, we're goal achievement machines. We seek achievements and through progress, and while we progress, we're achieving more stuff. So it's really good. And I would love have the badge, the medal, the freeletics medal, whatever it's going to be, if it's going to be. That would be great to hug it on the wall.
I mean, the design's already there, isn't it? It's perfect. That is perfect for a medal hanging around your neck with freeletics on the strap, repeated. Yeah, that would be cool. I think we need to put that idea forward, I think.
Definitely.
Because even becoming an ambassador, which is a recognition of many things. It's not just the fitness levels that you can achieve, because that's not what it's about. It's not about being the fittest free athlete. It's about being a big part of the community and helping other people. And when you become an ambassador, that for me was what it was all about. It was recognition for being someone who helped other people to achieve their goals. It's not all about your own goals. It's about other people's. So the idea of a little reward for that is
of not putting yourself first. Of course, you're putting others with yourself next to you.
That's right, the free athlete way. You're listening to the Shaped by Gods podcast. Okay, so now we're going to wrap that up there, because I believe we are both going to go for a run, because we ought to do a little bit of practice, right? We ought to at least try our new shoes on, see how many blisters we can accumulate. Imagine I got blisters today. That'd be good. It's getting dark where I am now. It is dark where I am now, so it's late. I'm going to have to go for a dark run. So the very next time you will have completed, is it a 21K? 21K Spartan race. That's
and 30 obstacles.
And 30 obstacles. I'm wondering if I should just start, during my half marathon, should I just start climbing over cars and things like that?
Can you imagine?
Jumping through
crawling under tables, climbing the poles and the cars.
Just jumping over garden walls and through ponds and things like that. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I'll do my own Spartan race. Yeah.
You can do it anywhere. You can do it.
You can. Luckily, my route is it starts at somewhere called. I live in Paynton. It starts on Paynton Pier, so it starts right on a pier, and then you do a lap of the green, and then you're off away along the seafront, along the coastal road to the seafront. So it's going to be okay. And it's actually, most of it is actually the route I cycle to and from work. So I'm very familiar with it as far as cycling is concerned. It is hilly, it is up and down, there's big inclines and declines, but for every incline you got to go up, you get a decline afterwards, which is quite nice. So it's something to work towards. So that, again, already in my head, I'm thinking, your target there, your reward for getting up that hill is running down the other side. So it's
same thing in life, man. Same thing in life. You have to go through hell so you can enjoy the fruits of the tree.
That's right. And I'm by no means expecting to be anywhere near the front runners at all. That would be mental to think that, but I'd like to
Yeah.
think I was in good enough shape to be somewhere in the middle, which we'll see how it goes. And of course, now all of a sudden I'm 38 years old. I'm not 37 anymore, so it's it just seems like a really bad idea.
No, man. No, it was one guy. It's one guy that he has like so many world records from India that he's 103 or something,
Yes,
and he
yes,
still runs marathons. So
yeah,
you're actually a third of his life,
yeah.
and you can do it, man. You have another 60 years, 65 years to be like him.
He might not have done his first one until he was 38. You never know. You never know. Oh,
I think he actually started very late. I think he started like a 60 something,
Yeah.
and running, it's helping a lot the immunity and the body to regenerate the cells and everything. So
Yeah.
by running only, he added just 40 years in his life.
Yes, yes. But weirdly, he's probably run for hundreds and hundreds of miles and probably ends up in exactly the same place.
Probably he can run from UK to Athens and come back.
I'm back. Yeah. Before I finish the Torbay half marathon.
Before dark, before the sunset.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Right. Okay. So
give your best, my brother.
All the best for your 21K 30 obstacle Spartan victory. And I'm calling it a victory now because I know it's coming. It's going to be a victory. And
you too, my brother. You'll kill it. I know.
Yeah. You upload pictures and victory pictures from yours, and that will spur me on.
Definitely.
Before we sign off, I want to thank everyone in the freeletics community. I want to thank you for all your advice and your guidance and your support, not just for this, but all the time. Every single week. It's been a tough few months for everyone, I think, because as we've opened back up, as the world has started to open back up, it feels like we're going back into work and into our education, and it's almost like we're trying to cram the last 2 years into the next month or so. It's almost like we're trying to play catch up. So lives got busy. We kind of got used to the new routine and things like that, and now of course we're all back to work, kids are going back to school, and we're trying to fit in all the things we started when we had that spare time. We're still trying to maintain, because there was I think people have realized now that there were things they wanted to be doing. There's things they wanted to be doing with their time, and work and and education was getting in the way almost, because we're away from working on our dreams for 30 or 40 hours a week, which is madness. So I think more and more people are trying to juggle both now. They're trying to maintain those things that they started, that they had a passion for during lockdown, whilst trying to get back to work. So it's tough, but thank you.
It's a mental game, man. It's a mental game. You have to, it was like a quiet. It was a quiet before the storm. The 2020. Of course, many things happened. We don't forget. Okay, many people got hurt and died, unfortunately, but it was some kind of quiet before the storm now. And now everything that you said, like you said, we have to squeeze 2 years in 1 year or in 1 month, and we have to run like bunnies all around.
But we can do it. We can do it. If anyone
of course
can
we can. Of course we can.
We are a species of achievers. We can do more. Okay. Thank you very much for your time this week, Angelo. It's been amazing speaking to you.
Thank you, Oli. I appreciate it.
I'm so excited to see your results, and I want to hear a little bit more about those obstacles next time. I like the distance things, but distance, when you got obstacles thrown in, it makes it a lot more interesting, because I can't even imagine trying to complete that distance whilst exhausting your muscles in bonus torturous ways, so I will just be running. I think the obstacles perhaps would break up the running a little bit, give you something to aim for, but yeah, it's probably torture.
I don't know. When you have to carry like a last one of the 10K, when you have to carry like a heavy weight, like maybe for 1K or half a K or whatever, is exhausting your legs. It's like you're doing 2 rounds of Odysseus,
Yeah. So this is what, just before we go, this is something I do is when I do go for a run, I run to the shop and I run with an empty backpack. But on the way back, I run with a full backpack, and it's got 4 pints of milk. It's got orange juice. It's got frozen chicken. It's heavy. I'm talking.
I want to know what else do you have in this bag? Tell me what else in this bag.
Let me see. There's often some mozzarella. They've got some
Mozzarella.
It's usually, actually, by the time I get home, there's some squashed bananas. There's some exploded yogurts. You got to run when you're running home with a bag full of things that can explode. Your legs
They're like
move,
grenades.
but your upper body stays still. But your legs are just...
Yeah, so you can keep the yogurt just in safe, so it's not
That's
gonna be like
what I should do is I should run there and empty the ingredients for a smoothie, and then by the time I get back, just pour it out into a cup and drink.
Man, my question was specifically for a reason. I was waiting. I asked you what do you have in the bag.
I know what you're waiting for.
You didn't say.
No, the lentils are at home, man. I don't need to buy more lentils. I've got all the lentils I need.
There you go. Now you're talking.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
never-ending lentils at home. The lentils are never ending.
That's right. We're mental for lentils. Okay, right. Let's leave it there. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We have been the Shaped by Gods podcast. Angelo, USA ambassador from the USA of the US. Oli Cardle, Freeletics ambassador from the UK. And next time,
in the UK.
Next time, we're going to smash those intros. Right. Good luck with your race, my friend.
I can't wait for the next podcast. It's going to be insane.
That's going to be good. We're going to have a lot to report on, right?
Oh, yeah, big time.
Yeah.
I hope we're not going to be, half
in a wheelchair.
of what we are.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. I'm here chilling in my hospital room.
Yeah, live from a wheelchair. Right. Okay. Thank you. We'll speak to you soon. Thanks for listening.